here we are, another episode of Knowing by Making. I don't know what week this is, but I'm also not highly concerned about it. So, I want to share, I've got my 2019 planner and then my 2020 planner, which actually I've been using since the end of November, the beginning of November, something like that. It's kind of funny how they make these planners start before the month. Yeah, so beginning of November. So it kind of is interesting. But anyways, the correct way of talking about it. Let me share with you 2019. So 2019, I set all these goals and I did all these things and I accomplished a lot. And I think what I've learned about myself is, probably most people, what I've learned is that maybe instead of having a list of goals, a to-do list, and it's funny because I've tried to trim down my actual to-do list to less than 5 things at any given moment, but maybe the true to-do list needs to be just one thing. So for 2020, the only goal that I'm setting is to just do that one thing that needs to be done at any given moment instead of having this bounce from thing to thing to thing. So this is this little guy, my 2020 planner, is from a company called Ardium, based in Korea, South Korea. I've gone through and reviewed my year, and I'm going to share some highlights from this book. And what's important is to affirm. Let me zoom out here. I probably need a focus too. I've had such a good life. Reading through this is kind of a nostalgia for the year. I love this little planner. I would have gotten another one for 2020. However, the childlike quality of this journal doesn't bother me, but in my professional life it's kind of difficult to pull this out in a meeting without getting a lot of stares. I made the cover less silly, but I'm confident with my with who I am, and I don't worry about being feminine or masculine. But at work it's kind of tough because it makes it hard. There's a lot of toxic masculinity still kicking around. Finding what's important. One of the big problems for me that I am dealing with is wanting to try to do so much stuff at all the time, and reconciling that. And I don't know what book it was, but there was a book that talked about you've got plenty of time, and instead of trying to stick everything into the present moment, maybe saying, okay, well, I'll hold off on that until then, and that way you can do just that one thing that needs to be done instead of trying to do a million things and not getting anything done. So for me, learning Spanish has been this slow grind, and it's funny because siempre hablando en español mucho al trabajo, pero no es posible escuchar las palabras, pero no. Mira, in learning Spanish is primero sometimes, but it's a hard thing for me to do, but I enjoy it. Exercise, I am really, really struggling. I do not exercise. I need to work on my exercise and mountain. But basically, what I'm trying to say is that I've got good 40 years left, and I don't have to do all these things immediately. That's been important, and I'm still trying to figure out what that one thing that I really need to do is. But having the belly fat bothers me a lot. What do I got here? So anyway, that's one of my goals for 2020 is not to say anyways, but to actually just say anyway, the correct thing. I do like these little metal tabs as bookmarks. I got those for, I think, Christmas last year. I really enjoy using those. This has been a great planner. I bought another one for my 5-year-old, and we're going to use it this year so I can still enjoy the feel and the size and everything about it. I just love it. But for 2020, I'm using a new planner. It's from Japan. It's bigger. It's got 3 sections. Section 1 is the life section. And hey, here's my phone number. Call me. I don't care. Leave a message. And it's broken down a little differently. I do like it starts on a Monday and ends on a Sunday, and it has the day broken down into 24 hours. I've been enjoying using it, and I've actually been using these pens. This is this week. Here's my quote for the week that I've been really thinking about. Let me get this focused if I can. Not focusing. We see as we are, attributed to Buddha. Think about that. We see as we are. So this is a more mature, and then there's this back section. I tried to harvest 2019, and it didn't go good. It just made me think that I should be less focused on these goals and just being in the moment. So lots of things coming for 2020. In this moment in time, there's a lot of good things happening, a lot of books being read, and a lot of life. I'm gonna turn the music back on and take some pictures of my studio, where I'm at right now in life. Finished another digital device. Can't tell you about it, but I really love it. Programming software. Here are my books that I'm trying to read in 2020. Some of them I've already read, but I want to reread them and harvest them. Here are my other books. Here's some bookshelves. One thing I'm doing, which is kind of funny, I had an idea of making archiving my life. as if I were my own library. But I'm gonna keep making videos. I love you all. Love, strongest power that I know, the power of love. (2020)